I'm not here to really beat a dead horse, and I definitely going to be taking a segue and going into some other things. But I really just want to keep covering some of this stuff because I need to. I feel like the integrity of some of the information that we're getting is not good. And I played a clip the other day from Jason Whitlock with this guy named Anton Daniels, I think that his name, and how he was talking about, oh, we can't do anything, and the black folks, they do this, they wear bonnets in the airport, they're fighting and doing all of this kind of stuff, right? And I came across some things on my YouTube, and this actually just showed up in my algorithm. And it was about this cat that got beat up. He got into an altercation and he got beat up unmercifully. And as soon as you hear a story like that, you often just go directly to, man, what black kid did this or what person from the hood did this. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about it. And we're going to get right back on this black fatigue and we're going to have another discussion. All right? Y'all check it out.
Welcome to On the Track with Mr. Lee, the podcast where it's always going down.
All right, guys, let's get into this clip.
I want to introduce you to Juan Ramos Sr. He's 35. Do you see him? That's after he's been cleaned up some, after they've got a collar on him, after Polk Fire EMS dealt with him. But here's the issue. He and his wife were involved in a verbal discussion, and it got heated. He had been drinking. Make no mistake, he had been drinking, but he left. He left home to de-escalate, to calm down. He lives in Mulberry. He was walking by a car wash and also noticed a young man who was Hispanic washing his truck. So in his drunken stupor, he tried to engage the young man. He said, "Are you 13? Are you 13? He has tattoos and he says he's MS-13. The young man paid no attention to him and continued washing his truck, despite him drunk trying to carry on a conversation. And that's all that occurred there. The young man washing his truck had a friend inside the truck who made a phone call. And he called some friends and said, "Hey, they're picking on our buddy." And immediately, 4 other people showed up. Let me introduce you to them. Wesley Davis II, who was 18. Robert Friedrichs, who was 17. Ethan Simmons, who's 18. They were all in the same car. Then there was Dalton Creech. Dalton Creech is the only one from Lakeland. He was driven there by his girlfriend, Caitlin. By this time, our victim is walking north on the sidewalk on Highway 37 in Mulberry. He's walking back toward his house. He's not hit anyone. He's not started an argument or a fight.
Okay. All right, man. Let's just unwrap this. So you have a guy, he's drunk, and he's asking questions about if the guy's in the 13 or not and all of that. And I know that it could be annoying. And the guy got upset, the kid got upset, and his partner in his car called some other homies over and called them over with the intent to do what exactly? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Because if you didn't have no ill intent, why are you calling your homies over there? They picking on him. Okay, y'all gonna come on in. Y'all had every intent on beating him up, right? And there's not a lot being said about this at all. It's not a lot being said about this. Who talking about it? I bet you Anton Daniels not saying nothing about this. I wonder, is there any fatigue for this sort of behavior? But they want to. There's certain people out there that want to stigmatize this with black behavior. I don't hear nobody talking about no culture with this. I don't hear nobody talking about what type of parents raise these kids that would go beat a man unconscious, and then when he's on the ground unconscious, you beat him up some more. I don't hear any of that rhetoric. I don't hear nobody getting on a podcast or on YouTube and saying, my white kids have to do better. My white community have to do better. We have to do better. We're doing white on white crimes. This is unnecessary to beat this Latino guy up like this. I don't hear any of that. Why? But you fatigue, right? Black people are the only people that's having fights out in public, right? We're the only ones that's having fights in the airports. We're the only one that wearing bonnets. Is that what it is? Like, stop the madness. As Americans, we all, again, can do better than what we're doing. We can be more united than we are. But it starts at home first. It really does. And I'm just amused on the selective outrage. Because nobody's outraged about dude getting his ass whipped and getting his jaw broken and his teeth rattled out of his mouth. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's concerned about it. Nobody's asking any questions about it. Nothing. And I bet Buddy ain't got no GoFundMe to help him with his bills as he lay at home trying to heal from those devastating injuries that he suffered at the hand of those, what y'all call them, thugs, misfits. But we're not going to hear any adjectives about them. Right? And this is why I am discussing this and having these type of subject matters on my podcast, because we have a lot to deal with. We have racist white people, which I even hate calling them white. I need to find another uh, adjective for them because they are disgrace to white people. And then you have the Sambo tap dancing guys that look like me that's setting a narrative that blacks are this and blacks are that, when this is something that's happening everywhere. Mischief and bad judgment and awful things are happening in every color in the world. It ain't just black. But that's what the picture's being painted. So you have these Sambo grease-faced ass fools on the line that's degrading their own people. So we already have so much to deal with. Then we have to deal with it from the monkeys that are on the podcast talking down on their own people. I seen this group of young men from Houston, the Cartier family. I'm a Houston representative. I'm a Houston legend. I can't stand them niggas. I can't stand them because they are so disrespectful to their own people. And they're doing it for money. It's obvious that you're doing it for money. You nut hugging these people and you're sitting around and you disputing and knocking down every single thing that a person that looks like you are doing. You don't find nothing good in it. And that's sad. Trash is what it is to me. But listen, y'all leave y'all comments below. Let me know what you think about this. I really want to know. Even if I don't agree with it, I want to know. All right? It's Mr. Lee signing off, man. 100. I'll see y'all next time.